Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we're going to be using the great Divi Supreme Modules Pro in this today, and we're going to show you how to flip from one section to the other, or fade from one section to the other on a button click. Nice little feature to have on your site, really easy to do with the Divi Supreme Modules. So we've got a section here. I've just thrown a couple of little CTA boxes in there. Got a little button down the bottom. When I click on it, it's going to fade into a different section. It's got a contact form and another little box in it. Now you can build these sections however you want. I'll show you how to do it. So let's get started. I'm going to enable my Visual Builder. And I'm going to go down and delete the section that we've got here. Okay, well, let's start from scratch. I'm going to add a new section, a little blue button, make it a regular section, and inside I'm going to put a single column, single row. Now you can do anything you want here. You can make multi-rows, whatever you want to do, but I'm going to do it so it's a full width kind of section. And inside here we're going to use a Flipbox, just like we've got above. Now the light grey modules here are the ones that come as standard with the Divi theme. All the blue ones down here are the ones you get with the Supreme modules, and there is some absolutely fantastic modules there. And here's some more regular Divi ones. With Divi you also get an extra 12 if you've got WooCommerce installed. That'll help you organize your products. Okay, so today I'm going to use the Flipbox again. There it is right there. Now before I actually do anything with this, I'm going to put this section up the top just for ease of use. I'm going to go into wireframe mode just to do that because it'll be easier. Here's our new section with our Flipbox. Just going to grab it, pop it up the top here. Divi's also got a feature over here that you can do it like this. Okay, so we got our new section on top here with our little Flipbox in there. Now before we go any further, I'm going to be using shortcodes today. And you want to make sure you enable shortcodes in your Divi Supreme modules. So if I go to the dashboard here, down to Divi Supreme Pro, you want to make sure you've got enable Divi library shortcodes switched to on, so it's purple like this, and save your changes. If you forget to do this, this won't work today. So great, got that done. Let's go back in and start making our little flip boxes. Now before I go into the flip boxes, I'm going to create a new section, and you can make it whatever you want. These are the things that are going to appear in our two different sections. So for simplicity, I'm going to make a row with 3 columns. I'll just put a call to action in there. Not going to change anything. I'll just duplicate it 3 times, drag it on over. There we go. Now I'm going to save this section to my library. A little round icon just to the left of the trash can there. And we'll call it B-Box. Great, now it's saved to the library. I'm going to trash it. And let's create another little section that we want to flip to. So again, a little green button. And this one, let's give it one of these. And I'll put it call to action in the first part. Again, I'll leave it exactly as it is. And let's put a contact form in this second one here. There we go. And again, not going to do anything with that. Leave it just as it is for demonstration purposes. Save this one to our library now. Call it contact 2 or whatever you want, just as long as it makes sense to you so you can remember what it is in your library. Save to library. Great, now that's saved, we can trash it. And there's our 2 little sections that we're going to have fade in between each other. And to do that, like I say, we're using this flip box that we put in here just now. So we've got to add a new item. As you can see, it's put in something. Give it whatever title you want. And subtitle. if you want a subtitle in there, that is. Now here's where it gets fun. We've got to delete the content that's actually in there. We're going to use a shortcode. Remember, we switched that shortcode to on in here. So let's go to our library, down to Divi library. That's where things are saved to. And there's our B box, or our blue boxes, and our contact. So I want this one. If we look over here, we've got a shortcode. So I'm going to left click on it, copy it, go back to my Flipbox first side, simply paste the shortcode in there. Now in the builder this may not show up. Shortcodes quite often don't show up in the builder side, but on the front end it will. I don't want to add an image or an icon, don't want to add a link, but I will add a button. And the button, I want to take us to a contact form, which will be our other side. So it's, let's say, contact us. Obviously you put in whatever you want. I'm just going to put in a hashtag, and you'll see why in a moment. It doesn't really matter what you put in here, but you have to put something in there for the actual button to show up, and hashtag works well. I'm going to leave that as well, don't need anything there. Background, may as well give it a background so it stands out a little bit. Let's give it a quick gradient. Great. Let's go over to our design. Image and icon we're not using. Text I'm going to make light just so we can see it. I'll put it in the center. Obviously you want to spend a bit more time on your styling than I'm spending here. Make it light in color so we can see it. As you can see, it's there. Like I say, that shortcode is probably not going to show up on the back end, but that doesn't matter. Okay, title text I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, and let's make it semi-bold or something. There we go. Now let's put a bit of padding in, so we'll close these all down, and let's go down to spacing. I'm going to put a bit of padding all around. Let's give it 50 pixels all around. Just put in the number, it'll put in the pics for you. Hit the chain, and we'll do the same for left and right also. Now you might have noticed there that the button and the title spilled out of our little section there. What we've got to do is make our box the height that we want it, or minimum height that we want it to actually contain all our sections. So however big your section is, you want to make the bigger, when we created the row, you want to make the Flipbox height big enough to contain it. We'll do that in the main module itself. So I'm happy with that one. Let's just save this. We'll go back into the main Flipbox, Supreme Flipbox settings here. I'm just going to clone this. I'm going to go into this one. We'll say contact us, or whatever it is you want to say. Section 2, I guess. And we want to change our shortcode for our little contact form shortcode, which is up here. You could just replace the number if you wanted to. It's just as easy to copy the whole thing and paste it in there. And we'll change the button to something like back to text, or whatever you want to put in there for yours. Okay, that's great. Now what I'm going to do is go into the main settings again, because that's all I'm going to do with this one. If we do that, you can see it's changed contact us section to back to text. Save this back into the main Supreme Flipbox settings. Now we're going to set the height for it. So I'm going to go to design, sizing, and the default is 200 pixels, which is way too short for the content that I've got in here, that it's going to have those 3 boxes and a contact form. I'm going to put in 650 maybe, and again just put in there. It looks a little strange because again the shortcode is not loading there, but when it's in there that'll be plenty high enough. We'll shut up the sizing. We'll go down to animation, decide how we want it to work. You can have it work on hover, you can have it work on click. I want it to work on click. Now, do you want it to flip between the two as a whole when you click anywhere on it, or when you click on the button? Well, I want it just to do it when it clicks on the button. And I don't want it to flip, I just want it to fade. You can have flip, slide, zoom, zoom, and fade. I'm going to use fade. Obviously slide, you can have it left, right, top and bottom, but fade's going to work for me. Let's slow that down slightly, around about a second, but that's entirely up to you. Great, so we're pretty much done with this particular bit. Now what I want to do is make this thing full width. And so let's go into our green tab right here. I'm going to go to the design tab, to sizing. I'm going to make it full width, and the width, I'm going to pull this all the way up to 100%. I'm going to copy this, Control C. I'm going to paste it in the max width below, or of course you can type it in if you prefer. And as you can see, we've got a full width section. Now while we're in the design, I'm going to close up sizing. I'm going to go to spacing, make sure there's no padding top or bottom, because I want it to be buffered up to the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to put a 0 in there and hit the chain. And we're almost done. I've got to do exactly the same thing for our section, which is the blue tab up here. Hit the little cog. I'm going to go to design. I'm going to go to spacing. And simply put a 0 in, top and bottom. I don't believe there is any left and right. So that should be it. That should work for us now. Let's save our changes here. And we'll save our page changes down below. And exit the Visual Builder. And here we are. There's our little blue box section right there. When we click on the misspelt Contact Us button down here, that should say Contact Us, it'll fade into the contact section, and then back to the text. And like I say, you can use anything you want. You can put more rows in there, you can have this really complex, any layout you want. I've kept it fairly simple purely for demonstration purposes. And like I say, that's a really handy little feature, flipping back and forth between two little sections like that on button click. Once again, we've been using the Divi Supreme Pro modules today. You will need that installed and activated for this to work. You can find the link below the video. If you've enjoyed this today, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.